JacksonWink Fight Night 2 is December 1st. Cody East seeking revenge, taking on Tony Lopez. You guys met 5.5 years ago. It was your 4th pro fight, I believe. He handed you your first loss. So tell us about getting revenge.
Yeah, it was my 3rd pro fight, and yeah, it was my first loss. So I feel like it's only fitting for me to be his last loss. I mean, I feel like after this fight, that should probably be the end of Tony. What I plan on doing to him and showing how much I've advanced in this time period. And he's kind of just the same as where he's been at. He's that tough dude. He's slow, but he's grinding, but he's nowhere near the fighter that I am. And the first time he did, he beat me up, but I gassed out. And I think at the time he had like 40 fights. This was my 3rd fight, so it's really just a veteran versus. I was 22 at the time, so I didn't know anything, and beat me up. But I plan on really showing him how much I've evolved over time and really putting a beating on him. Since that time, I've won whatever 12, 13 fights. I went to UFC. I fought in the big stage. I beat a lot of people. I've had a couple losses. I'm a whole different fighter really since that first fight. I know how to fight. That first fight I was just that tough kid. I was just dumb coming forward the whole time, getting punched, getting beat up. But now I have a game plan. You mean I'm not going out there just trying to knock his head off. I'm going to use my tools and really pick him apart and show my speed and technique of what he's got.
Fresco's Promotions, as far as I know, was having some troubles finding an opponent. How did this rematch come together?
I had trouble finding someone, but Tony Lopez, one thing about the guy, he don't care. He'll fight every weekend, twice a week if you let him. He's tough. I think he's one of the toughest guys out there in the sport. He has been for a long time. Got a lot of respect for him. So I'm happy to fight and have this fight again. Tony's seen on the internet, and a lot of people turned this fight down, and Tony came calling, so it's gonna happen.
Last time you fought on the same card as Demasio Page, you both walked out winners. You both walked out Legacy FC champions. Do you get a little bit of nostalgia feeling being on the same card as him here in Albuquerque once again?
Yeah, it feels good to be here at home. I know we're both gonna win. Yeah, I don't know if I can knock Tony out. I don't know if that guy can be knocked out. He's got a hard head, but I just plan on beating him until that final bell rings.
What is the biggest advantage that the new Cody East has over Tony Lopez?
Brains. You mean I've had fights now. I know how to have a game plan and work on something, not just try to knock his head off. I mean, the guy's got a head full of concrete, so that's not the best way to fight someone like that. And I plan on working that body and just working everything, using my wrestling more, and my cardio is better, of course. I don't plan on gassing out in the first 2 minutes, so it'll be a different fight.
How has it been an involvement of you to understand some of these nuances of the fight game?
Well, yeah, since we met, since me and him had our first encounter, I don't know what he's been doing, but I've been training with the best fighters in the world. I've done a lot of sparring with Alistair Overeem and these dudes, and Tony ain't no Alistair. You know what I mean? There's a big difference there in speed, power, technique, even experience. So I'm training with really good guys, and I've sat down and talked to these guys about game plans and what I need to do, and they've helped me, give me some advice, and they know my capabilities. My thing is just keeping everything in a harness and not burning myself out.
Last time I talked to you, you were going to possibly look towards pursuing a career in the ring. You did step in the ring, but it was in the kickboxing form, not the boxing form we thought it was going to be. Tell us about how that kickboxing fight in Colorado went and what that experience was like.
Well, first for the boxing, all these so-called heavyweights, all these good heavyweights that happen in Mexico, I've had fights with all of them and they've all pulled out. None of them really want to fight, so I had no choice but to go somewhere else. I can't think of the guy's name. Boxer from here in New Mexico. We're supposed to fight 3 times, he pulled out. Whatever. So I got a call for a kickboxing title. The guy was like 8-3, whatever. The fight's a fight, so I took it and I won like 40 seconds, first round knockout. So.
What was that experience like having your kickboxing match?
It was like an MMA fight, except for I didn't get to beat him up on the floor. When he went down, that was it. I liked it, it was fun. I didn't have to worry about takedowns. Just got to throw kicks and punches, and it was fun.
And what's your thoughts, one more time, focusing back on December 1st? What do you got to do to get that win?
My thoughts are I can't get tired. I've got to be able to hold that pace and there's no reason to take Tony out in the first round. I mean, I just plan to beat him up for 15 minutes, and I'm fine walking away with a decision, submission. If I can knock him out, that's his icing on the cake. I mean, I think that show, if I can be one of the guys to finish him, that'll really show what I'm about. If not, I'm happy just to win that fight.
You've been to the top league in the world. I know that your focus is to get back to a big fight, to a big stage. Tell us about focus and how that you're refocused.
Yeah, I'm refocused. I'm back motivated. I've got a taste of the UFC, and I want to be back. I mean, I think I maybe didn't respect my opponents I fought and was a little bit cocky, and I paid the price for that. And, I've learned from that experience, and I'm not overlooking Tony. I know how tough he is, and I want to. If I beat someone like Tony Lopez, I'm coming off 2 losses in the UFC, and I'm not looking for an easy way out. I'm fighting one of the toughest guys out there in the MMA. Dude, that'll fight anyone. I think his last 12 fights, he's like 12 wins, 1 loss or something like that. He's tough, and that should show that I'm willing to step up and fight anybody. I've always wanted to be a fighter. I mean, it's hard to lose and humbling that you set your goal to get somewhere and you get cut, but I made it there once, and I can do it again. I mean, I can do it again. There's people that had bad runs in the UFC. They've lost, and guess what? They've came back better, which is what I plan on doing.
What do you plan on doing on the first?
I plan on beating Tony up. You know, I plan on finding a way to win that fight. If it takes me taking him down, beating him up, holding him down, picking him apart in the boxing. I know his boxing is not good, so if I can make it a boxing match, it's my fight.
Thank you for the time, sir.
Thank you, guys.